What's up, y'all, man? Be safe, ready for war, not for play. The video for today is men who can't control their urges will never control their life. Okay? We talk about retention all the time on this channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But I want to let y'all know off top, man, is that retention helps you control those urges. It helps you understand that the sexual energy that you were utilizing was wasted unless you were making a child. Other than that, it was wasted. And when you are retention, you're becoming one of the strongest men you ever knew, like yourself, because you're withholding one of the biggest things to make you. My bad. You're controlling one of the biggest things that will actually change your life, man. Now, first thing I would say is when you can't control this urge, when you can't control this urge, you're gonna have a life of whatever going on. A life of corn, a life of releasing, a life of smashing people you don't like or don't love or whatever just to do it. You're not intentional about anything. And a life without intention and a life full of irresponsibility, your life will reflect it. I don't think you all understand what I'm saying. A life of irresponsibility and a life of without intention at all, your life will reflect it. I haven't met a lot of people in my life that were very successful from being irresponsible, or was very successful from being non-intentional. I haven't met many like that. I don't know nobody that was like that in my life, actually. So, with that being said, your urges seeps into all of that stuff. Your urge to do all of that goofy stuff. And what I mean by goofy stuff, talk about corn, talk about fapping, talk about releasing. And we talk about, immorality with all the other stuff you're doing, right? Like, you got to be able to sit there and be like, man, let me chill out a minute and let me stop. And it's not easy, it's not. But you got to understand, man, if you can't do this, man, if you can't do no nut November or whatever it is, bro, or retention for 30 days or retention for 60 days or 90 days, you won't be able to really take control of other things in your life that you really been trying to get a hold of. Because it's going to take time for that practice to really kick in anyway, but you got to understand, man, it's not going to be easy. And I think in this world we live in now, man, everybody wants instant gratification. So if you live in a world where everybody wants instant gratification, but you can't even delay gratification of their release or whatever, man, your life is gonna be full of instant gratification with everything. You have no patience for nothing, and that's the life that you probably want to live. But as a man, that ain't how to live as a man. It's not. It's not. You're supposed to be grounded. You're supposed to be focused. You're supposed to be locked in. You're supposed to be doing the things you need to do to be a man. And I think a lot of men don't really know what a man is nowadays. We see social media and stuff like that, and, probably wasn't raised by your dad. I get it, but you got to be able to control that urge, man. Controlling that one urge will change your life. If you don't believe me, look at the semen retention Reddit. Go look that up yourself. The semen retention Reddit. They'll tell you everything you need to know about semen retention. About the benefits, about the good and bad of it, and all of that stuff, and let you know ultimately the success that it comes with just retaining. You hit those days, man, you good. But you got to be able to do it and say that you did it. A lot of people can't say they did 90 days without release. A lot of people can't say they did a year. A lot of people can't say they did over a year. You just got to understand whatever discipline level you at when it comes to retention, you just got to keep going in that direction or whatever that may be. And you may have your relapse or you may release with the intention, but at least you know that you haven't released for a certain period of time. That is the best thing. Like, it's the best thing to be like, hey, I ain't released in this amount of days because I've been focused on this and been on my grinding journey. Been great with it. That's what you got to do. And if you don't do this, if you don't control your urges, man, your life is not gonna look well. It's not. You're gonna have a lot of issues, a lot of problems, a lot of issues with women, a lot of issues with family because you're not controlling it. You're just not. Now, you not saying a lot of issues like it's gonna just be your life. Life can be terrible, but you know what I'm saying. It's not gonna be a peaceful rhythm. The rhythm won't be peaceful. You have ups and downs in life, stuff will happen, but you want to have that peaceful rhythm where everything is going good. You know what I'm saying? I think that's something that a lot of people don't want to have discipline to have, but you gotta have it. You gotta get that. It's good to have peace. Peace is good. Peace is great, but you gotta make the right choice. All right. But yeah, I don't want you to be just solely focused on whatever you're doing now, man. You gotta focus on these urges, man. The urges to drink, the urges to smoke, the urges. It's not just about retention. There's a lot of them you can choose from, but all of them aren't even listed. Why you continue to doing these things? Like I was drinking and stuff. I just doing it just because most of the time. Not because something going on. I just drink it just to be social. But now I know how to be social without alcohol. I can let sparkling water go from there. But a lot of people are just different. And I'm not trying to make you do things you don't want to do. But I just want you to have a wake up call as to why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you smoke? Why do you drink? Why do you do these things? And you go down a rabbit hole and get to the core issue, the core problem, then we talking. Now we getting some accountability going. Now we got some changed behavior that can be implemented from that. And that's what I want you to understand. Because once you get that, you will be able to see a lot of different things once you do that. Okay? Alright, that's the message for today, y'all. If you can't go control your urges, you can't really control much in your life, you need to pick what you want to do to stop and start counting your days for your streaks and all of it. Alcohol, smoking, retention, whatever, and keep going. Godspeed. Be safe out.